So as an employment lawyer, I am seeing more and more situations where employees have recorded secretly a conversation between them and their HR person or their manager, maybe about a grievance or a disciplinary or dismissal situation. And a recent case earlier this year called Phoenix House and Stockman looked at whether this type of behaviour would be ordinary misconduct or gross misconduct. And by gross misconduct, I mean so serious that the employer can terminate the employment relationship immediately and without notice. Now, the Employment Appeal Tribunal very helpfully gave 4 pointers as to how to determine what the behaviour should be classified as. And the first thing was to look at was the employee's intent. Were they trying to lead the conversation to entrap the employer and get that captured on tape? Or was it a very vulnerable individual who was simply trying to keep a record, maybe because they'd been misrepresented in written notes previously, or maybe they just wanted to go and get some advice somewhere and they wanted a full record of the conversation. Also, you need to look at the blameworthiness. Does the individual know that they shouldn't be making a covert recording? Is it in your disciplinary processes? Or is it that they did it without much thought and without knowing whether they could or couldn't do that type of thing? Then also look at what was recorded. Was it just confidential information about that individual's circumstances? Or was it a more wider discussion involving confidential information about other employees or about the business more generally? And then the last thing to think about is the attitude of the employer. There will be some employers that will deem this type of behaviour much more serious than others. So think about how you classify things, perhaps in your rules and your examples about gross misconduct. In the Phoenix case, the Phoenix House and Stockman case, it was held that it was misconduct, but not gross misconduct. However, what I'd like to do is give you some practical pointers to take away and have a think about in your own workplace. So the first thing is to prepare for this type of situation. Make sure you update your policies and procedures to make it clear that people shouldn't be making secret recordings, and if they want to record something, they should be asking your permission. Secondly, you might want to check when you're having these types of meetings to make sure that that individual is not making a secret recording. It's so easy nowadays with a phone in your pocket with a recording feature. And lastly, make sure that you educate people in your workplace. HR professionals will probably be aware of this, but they are not the only ones to have these types of discussions with employees. It will be business managers as well. So make sure people are aware and that they are not doing anything that they wouldn't want to be caught on tape. If you want any more information about this or any other employment law query, then please don't hesitate to get in touch. I'm Katee Dias. I'm an employment solicitor in the employment team here at Goodman Derrick.